Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. It's Birds of a Feather podcast with your boy Q City.
Your boy Taj Bravado.
And we are back with episode 95. I'm calling it Nothing Left on the Bone, man. Like, I absolutely loved everything I saw last night. And yeah, maybe I'm a little hyped because it's a primetime game, but I have my favorite contrarian here who's going to tell me everything that I say is wrong. And that's why we love to have you.
I mean, the title wrong, but yeah.
Nah.
You left plenty on the bone.
Hey, look. I'm trying to be an optimist, right? Usually I'm the one who's all negative and whatnot. Don't be like that.
No, there's being optimistic, but there's also being truthful too. To say we had nothing left on the bone is kind of crazy.
Hey, look, a win covers a lot of things. So we're gonna get into last night's game, talk about it, what we were able to see, quick turnaround, right? Get in the next week's game at the 49ers. We're going to talk about what's going on in division, and then we'll cover it up with some ATL at the end. So appreciate y'all. Come along with us. Enjoy this ride. Taj, my man, coming off a 24-14 win versus the Buffalo Bills. Granted, we just did the live, so a lot of that isn't needed to be repeated in that sense. Let's get into the technicalities of things, right? So when I say it was a quick turnaround, usually we spend Monday watching film, right? We come back and tell y'all everything we did or didn't like. Had a quick turnaround today. So admittedly, I'm going to be real. I didn't watch as much as I usually do, but what I did saw, I liked. What I did see, I liked, man. I liked it.
You sound like a country ad boy, right? What I did,
I did right there. I fixed it though. I fixed it. What I saw, I liked. What I did see, I liked. Either way, I liked it. Two things I'm going to talk about our coordinators a little bit that I want to go on, and I do want to touch on what you talked about yesterday with needing a dominant wide receiver 2, or basically making Drake wide receiver 2 and wide receiver 1. So, tell me what you saw watching the film over our win last night.
So this was kind of like a flashback. Well, not a flashback, a callback to last episode where all logic, emotion had mentioned which one of the edge rushers we had liked. Obviously, we both prefer James Pierce, but you went on to say that Jalen Walker's not really doing much or whatever. He must have heard you, because that motherfucker went off yesterday. He popped like one play. He didn't get any sacks, but like he was constantly in the face of Josh Allen, driving back their best lineman.
Hold on. Before you go too deep, super disciplined on his rush lane.
That was James Pierce's issue.
But I'm saying I didn't see him out of position.
Look, he was.
I couldn't count once. Like I couldn't count.
That was James Pierce's issue, not his.
Yeah, that was like, it was refreshing to see. Like keeping him in the pocket by saying like super disciplined on his rush lane. All right, yeah. Go ahead.
He popped like, and if this is a building block game for him, then the sacks are going to come. Because the Bills is probably the best O-line that we've seen all year, and we got the Josh and made him look very uncomfortable. We made Superman take the cape off.
What's it called? So we had 4 sacks. I counted 7 hits and multiple rushes.
Yeah, Josh will be happy if he never seen that red helmet again.
Love the throwback helmets. Love how everything we were able to do. Zach Harrison, of course, he had the splash play at the end. He was just part of an overall concerted effort to keep Josh Allen from breaking contain, keeping his rushes super limited.
I want to give Zach a lot of credit for that last play, because he got washed down on that play. He was on the ground before Josh broke out. He got up and made the play.
D'Angelo Malone, much maligned, came up with an interception.
And he's been a broke right twice today.
Hey, look, I was surprised he was on the field, to be honest with you, boy. Like, I was like, shit, boy.
D. Alford had a career game yesterday. An interception, 1 sack, 4 tackles, 6 solos, and 3 pass deflections. Like, boy was balling. Boy was absolutely balling.
One of the things I said on the after game live immediately, I said that they kind of picked on Mike Hughes. 1, that was the only place they could go, and 2, he didn't allow a whole bunch, right? Like overall, our pass defense held up pretty well.
Absolutely. Now, there's one thing I've noticed. I feel like, and it wasn't like a huge issue throughout the game, but it's like maybe it's because Watts is so similar to Jesse. I feel like Jesse might be rubbing off a little too much in a negative ways. To like, I need you to stay on your responsibility, because like after going back and looking at the film, initially I thought I was Jesse Bates watching it live, but it was actually Xavier Watts who was out of position on that first pass. But he was kind of in a position to where he had to pick and choose, and Josh was pretty much basing off of him. Because if he goes high, he gives up the crosser. I would rather you give up the 20-yard crosser than the 45-yard bomb. So hopefully he learns from that going forward. He's a young player, so he has time.
Under most circumstances, yeah.
Yeah. And then like this is a statement win by name. But the Bills could be fool's gold.
Yeah. Okay, so I wanted to get into that a little bit, right? Dang, that was my third point. We can move it up. The Bills didn't look great, like on film at all. And when I mean didn't look great, I mean multiple penalties that were and weren't called. I came on here and gave Joe Brady a bunch of credit for like his route concepts and his ability to like almost scheme guys open. And granted, they don't have a bunch of playmakers out wide, right? They kind of receive by committee. But like there was one route where literally guys were bunched up together and ran into each other. But for a good bit of the night, it seemed like it was kind of 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, Josh makes something happen. Now let's start to get open and play playground ball, right? And like I saw multiple times throughout the night. And even 2 of Josh's like highlight plays were break contain plays, right? Where he kind of scrambled in the back for a little bit, found somebody who wasn't, who kind of broke off their route. I have no problems admitting when I'm wrong. That's not a great offensive coordinator. Like, that's not a great offensively coordinated team, right? The person I would compare it to in this regard is Russell Wilson, right? And what I mean by that is Russ's offensive coordinators almost never got head coaching jobs, right? And a lot of it was viewed as the fact that, like, Russ was just making things happen, right, when it came to throwing the ball, rather than it being a precision, highly executed, great designed offense. Joe Brady has shown that over the course of these last 15, 16 games. Last night was not one of his best nights. And then on the defensive end, we have somebody special. And that does have a lot to do with it, right? Like, Bijan looked great on film, just like however good you think he looked in the game, looks better when you watch it in replay 3 or 4 times, right? Like, he looked amazing. But like their 4 wins were against teams that at best could be called offensively challenged, outside of, like Baltimore. But even then, it took some like weird stuff happening for that game to fall the way that it did. And so, yeah, I could see where it's like, are they really as good as that 4-0 record told at the beginning?
Yeah, yeah, I don't know if they are, because I mean, still of the 4 teams that beat, they still have a collective 3 wins on the season.
Yeah, like, and I think people think Baltimore is going to be better.
I mean, I'm sure
than they are right now.
Injuries, but I mean, I ain't gonna go too far.
Miami's hopeless.
Baltimore's having coaching issues on defense, so I'll just leave that there.
You look at it, the Jets, they offensively challenged is the nicest way to say that, right? The Saints, they got their first win versus the Giants, but it took them a while. The two teams you've lost to have been the Patriots, who look like a decent to good team, and the Falcons, who are a decent to good team. And so, is that your tier, right? Are you just and part of being a good team is winning the games you're supposed to win, right?
Yeah.
That's part of being a good team. So, like, you do win the games you're supposed to win, but like, are you able to rise to the occasion against a good team?
So
right?
I feel like the Bills are closer to our level than they are like the upper echelon that everyone tried to paint them out to be. Because like going into the season, everyone made it seem like the Bills were completely outclass us in every aspect of the game. And given they had injuries, but so do we. It's part of the game. So I don't want to hear the injury excuse because they didn't have Dalton Kincaid. We didn't have Darnell Mooney. So, but we still handle business. So, like the Bills roster is it's not what people hyped it up to be.
Now, I did want to get into Bills roster is not what it needs to be. I also don't think long term, like, of course, I don't think they missed the playoffs. I can't see a world where the Bills miss the playoffs.
So it's still a good team.
Yeah, but I don't see them and the Patriots for a division is going to be a real thing this year. That's going to be a real thing this year. I think it looks like. And then
he also
and I honestly I do. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go. You good.
All right. I honestly do not believe that long term they challenge anything past the divisional round. And it might be hard for me to see them getting out of the first round, depending on who their draw is, right? Because I still don't believe in the Steelers. And maybe that's just me and my ignorance, right? But like Baltimore winning that division at 10-6 is highly possible depending on a late season meltdown, especially when you're dependent on a bunch of older bodies. That tends to happen, right? You have a good start to the season and then you melt down a little bit later. So like, I don't see the Steelers keeping it up. I could see Baltimore winning that division, and even if they don't, Baltimore with Lamar, I want to see it. I don't have a reason to believe it or trust it in the playoffs. CJ has shown to win a playoff game every year he's been in the playoffs. You got
CJ who?
Kansas City, who's basically the Grim Reaper, right? The Bengals are what's up?
CJ who?
CJ Stroud. He's won a playoff game both years. CJ Stroud.
I remember him. He was in the
both years. Both years he's been in. He's won a playoff game.
Okay.
So like it really does depend on the draw. Does Indy look good? Right? What does that look like?
But as far as like the Bills not making a play, it's too early to call it. We're newly in the week 7. Like the league is still in its the season is still in its infancy. Like we have no idea how things could turn out because teams typically tend to get better as the season goes on. And yeah, they could be fool's gold, but they also could have we might just be better than we thought we were. Because here's a fun statistic, guys. We have the number 1 rated defense in the NFL and the number 2 offense.
With another great point. Number 1 overall defense, it actually looks like it don't matter how much they put.
Yeah, so it's like this is the best defense that the Bills have seen all year. So like we got to give ourselves some credit to not discredit what we have done. It could have very well just been us. But like the league this year is a little weird in terms of some of these teams' records so far. But I mean, it's still early. You know, the bottom could always fall out at any time for anybody. So,
and I agree with that, and I also don't feel like there's a head and shoulders great team this year, right? Because even the teams that have good records right now don't have the playoff success behind it for you to feel like it. Yeah. So then getting into the next point that I wanted to get into, 90 yards Penix threw weren't to Drake London, right? And if you count the Bijan yards in there, it's about, I think it was like 76 or something like that.
Because like Bijan had 68. So it's about like 12 to 18 yards, or no, 22 yards that weren't accounted for. Then was just like because Kyle Pitts had 18 and then Algier had 4.
So yeah, that spoke to my next point. When you brought it up yesterday, I thought about it and I was like, yes, great offenses do have 2 dominant receivers. I think so long we've kind of wanted Pitts to emerge as that. I think Pitts has found, last night was standing 3 for 18 isn't a great game. But if you look at his body of work throughout the season, I feel like he's found a decent groove within this offense, right? And with Penix. And he had opportunities last night, right? Like they featured him. So I don't feel like his opportunities would be super limited. I don't think Drake gets 16 targets every game, right? Like that was a little high, but the idea of having another wide receiver that could run the whole route tree, that is extremely fast, really, really had me thinking last night, where would that be available? When would that be available? And when I looked at, you were right, we don't have a 3. We do have, so we don't have a 1 or 3. We have a 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I don't see it being a draft thing. Not.
It very well could be because you.
No. I'm just saying, like in my mind for this year coming, I don't see it being like an immediate we fix it. Like we pick a guy in the 2nd round, 4th round, 5th round, or 6th round that comes in, beats everybody on the depth chart, and becomes a number 1A receiver in his rookie year. It has happened. I don't see it happen.
Well, see, the thing is like you don't need him to be a 1A day one. You just need someone that has a skill set that can be developed and that could be, you want someone with enough traits to get by until you could develop everything else.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree, right? Like you want the skills, you want the traits. So I don't disagree there. Then I started looking like, okay, so what would be available via trade, right? The name he brought up was AJ Brown, who honestly, I don't think he should leave Philly. I understand he doesn't like it there, but even then, I wouldn't want us to get him.
All logic, I mean.
Yeah. I wouldn't want us to get him. Contract wise, age wise, it just isn't necessarily what I want to do. Of course, they're not letting go of Jamar Chase, but what you're really speaking on is the fact that you want a prototypical height, weight, speed guy. And the name you brought up was like, dang, that's 2 years out. But that is prototypically what we would want, is somebody like Jeremiah Smith. You call Drake London and over a souped up Mohamed Sanu, right? And I was like, that's rude, right? But it did make me think about like size, body type. And it made me think of a different wide receiver, Michael Jenkins, right?
And the thing is, Michael can go though.
Mike can get it in the open field, right? He can get it in the open field. It made me think of Roddy became the alpha. right? And then Julio became the alpha. And if you take it all the way back to like Peerless Price, we've always kind of overdrafted receivers to take over receivers. And I don't think that somebody like Jeremiah Smith would be the worst thing in the world to go ahead and get him in. Like you said, has the skill sets, has the type. He wouldn't be the ultimate alpha receiver on day one. I still think Drake gets a good bit of those routes. But he brings such a different dimension to your offense. And similarly to Julio, the year that we drafted Julio, we moved from 22 to 6, right? Jeremiah's not available this year. We don't have one this year. That's not a problem. I would not, it wouldn't surprise or shock me if we start to stockpile talent for a draft 2 years out from now. Because even if it's not Jeremiah Smith, somebody like Ryan Williams, right? Who, of course, he's not as prototypical size as Jeremiah Smith, but can run the whole route tree, has elite speed, good ball skills. You might have been on to something here. When you said it yesterday, I think I balked at it because I do view Drake as the number one receiver. I think he can be an engine to your offense, right? Yeah. Like he had almost 1,200 yards last year. After yesterday's game, he's on pace for another 1,200 to 1,300 yards this year. He looks good. He can, like, he fights for extra yards. He's the type of player you want, right? But I think he does need a compliment, and he needs a compliment better than Mooney. And we are a Casey Washington fan cast on here. My boy did not look good last night. He didn't look good on film. He didn't look good when the ball was thrown to him. It was
he has some good blocks. He has some good blocks. That's about it.
He has some good blocks. He sprung Bijan. But if you're a wide receiver and that's the highlight of your tape, and you actually had balls thrown at you, that's not good. That's not good. But what do you have on that point?
I mean, yeah. We talking about the receivers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's my dream. I don't think it actually happens, but hey, Julio was my dream when it happened too. So,
exactly. Everybody was like, how'd the Falcons pull off Julio? But a couple things had to happen. Julio had to slide to 6, right? We had to have somebody to play ball. Jeremiah Smith, does he slide past 2? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of things can happen. More quarterbacks can come out.
2027 looking like a quarterback draft. So
that's what I'm saying. More quarterbacks could come out. It could. Of course, there's going to be a D lineman up there. It could get wicked, right? It could get crazy. So, like, I think that's just something to keep an eye on. But I definitely think that we are in the market for. We're in the market for a high-end wide receiver. I think what I saw last night, I saw on film, and it made me think back to multiple games that we played this season, is that this offense has to be unlocked by a certain measure of speed on the outside that we currently just don't have.
Yeah, we don't
especially
have
with Mooney being hurt, right? Especially with Mooney being hurt. So, like,
because it's like people probably gonna take what I said yesterday and be like, "Oh, it's like no, I don't." Is this the offense is kind of capped at what it could be with Drake as your alpha?
Yeah.
Because like,
well, I don't think it's capped with him as your alpha. I think without,
I'm talking about like in terms of explosiveness.
Yes, without other elements of speed around him, there was a point. There was 2 drives in the game, right? So like that first drive was 5 plays, right? I'm talking before you even cracked open your first beer, they scored, right? Yeah. It was quick, it was explosive down the field. It was primarily made by the running backs though, right? Like Drake had a big catch on that, but it's primarily by the running backs. Bijan's long run, running back driven, right? The one drive, and then he had the yak play, but the one drive where he was primarily featured as like the primary point of offense, and it wasn't completely driven by Bijan, which it wasn't a lot. That one ended in the block field goal, right? It took a good bit of time off the clock, but it ended in a block field goal. And I think that's kind of paramount to what the offense is going to look like with him as the primary focal point with no other true speed options on the outside, because Pitts is super fast, but like you've talked about multiple times, it takes him a minute to get going, right? Longer developing routes. Or you get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage and hope he can make a play, right? Hope he can break one. They did that multiple times. 2 of his 3 receptions were screens.
I wish he could have kept that feet on that last one, though. I wish he could have kept his feet, because I feel like he could have got some good yards on that.
Could have made something happen. But like it does like bring to the fact that like off the line, there's your safety. The safeties are cheating, right? The safeties are cheating. You're not going to beat us deep. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm going to force now. Looking back at the film, because we haven't talked about my boy yet. Looking back at the film, there were some wide open throws, and he hit those, and that's his job. And you get cookies for doing your job. But they asked Penix to make some tight window throws, and he almost had the pick six. I get that, but he made a few. He made a few piercing tight window. What's up?
That touchdown throw.
Yeah, the touchdown throw where he posted them up. Like he made several really, really good tight window throws on multiple levels, right? Well, on first and second levels. He didn't. The one thing I will say is last night, there was not really a challenge deep for really the entirety of the night. But he was able to matriculate the offense down the field, to use John Madden's words. You know what I'm saying? Over the course of the game, he had complete command and control of the offense. Granted, Bijan's going for 238. That helps things, right? Your defense is playing lights out. That helps things. But I heard a couple national sportscasters today, and it's something that, you know, you don't think about in the moment. But this season, every quarterback that was drafted in the every quarterback who was drafted in the first round last year has already had a primetime game this season, right? That's one. Last night, 3 of the 6 quarterbacks had a primetime game, right? And you're like, damn, that's a lot. Like, these guys are, you know, they're shaping up to be the face of the league. And there's been talk that JJ McCarthy is obviously the worst. And that's just by function of like he has not played, right? It's not that he's good or bad. He just literally has not played. But there's talk about Penix being the next to last. And Jaden won Rookie of the Year. It's kind of hard to fight him on that, right? Bo Nix went to the playoffs. All right, cool. Caleb's still living a lot off reputation because he was the first quarterback selected. I understand that one. But to say Penix has low upside or the inability to like command a high level offense is stuff that just like there's no way you've actually been watching him operate over the course of the past.
The thing is, they haven't, because he's only played in 7 games. I think
3 of which have been
this is the 8th
3
game.
of which have been primetime games.
Yeah,
he's only primetime.
Yeah, he's only played in 8 games, so like we still don't know what he is yet. But just since we're here, I was having this conversation. Like if I had to rank where I think they will be, I think Penix could, at worst, I think he's going to end up being like the 3rd or 4th quarterback, the 3rd or 4th best. Like I think Drake May's going to be number 1, Daniels is going to be 2, and then 3 or 4 you pick between Caleb and Penix. I think Bo's probably 5, and then JJ's probably 6.
So I get that Drake May he's got all the tangibles, got the big body, and admittedly, that draft, I wasn't super stoked about him. I was now they did ask who did I think was gonna bust, and I said Bo Nix, and I stand on that still. People talk about the fact that Justin Fields looked absolutely terrible. Bro, Bo Nix did not look much better in that game.
No, he didn't.
And I get it. Denver's defense is crazy. New York Jets defense ain't that crazy. You understand me? Like, it's good. Aaron Glenn make a good defense. It ain't that crazy. He looked terrible. I still think Bo Nix is going to end up either 5 or 6, right? JJ, to me, I just don't think he played enough.
Yeah.
He gives me a lot of like Sam Darnold vibes in the sense that like this first stop might not be the best stop. And then it was a try and join the pod. This first stop might not be the best stop. And then something else happens like a little later on. For me, Caleb is the interesting one, right? Because just as much as Drake May has all the tangibles, Caleb has just as many, like outside of the height. And I can see Caleb filling his draft spot and being the best in the class, or I could see him being like 4th, like pretty easily. But for me, I feel like I kind of feel like Penix's ceiling is 3 because just truly, when you look at tangible skill set, Drake May and Jaden both they just got traits you can't teach, right? Jaden with the speed, Drake with the body size. Like it's just it's certain physical tools you can't like do anything with. Now, I still with looking at how the team has been coordinated, I think he could end up being the best winner, right? Maybe not the best winner, but he can definitely put some pelts on his wall by the end of this season because he's in prime position to do something that I don't think either of the other teams can do because quiet as it's kept, the Commanders were one of the oldest teams in football last year and got older this year. And you already see it in the wide receivers, in the breaking down on the defensive end. Like the Commanders are not going to be as good this year. And then the Patriots, he got a real coach. So I think he's going to go somewhere. The Bears, I think, are in line for a playoff spot. So like I think those 4 are the actual microcosm of the class. And I know Bo Nix made the playoffs, but I feel like those 4 are the actual microcosm of the class.
Yeah. I do think Penix does have the best arm talent. And I think I can see a path to Penix being like a Matt Stafford quarterback. Like in that mode of quarterback. Just maybe a little more athletic, but I see him being in the Matt Stafford thing because like I was even watching the mic'd up of him today. Ooh, and that's probably a good way. If you like mic'd up, y'all should probably watch that one. But I was watching and he was just talking about he can't wait till he get to that Matt Stafford level of like, because Matt Stafford had this thing where he'll look at you dead in your face and then whoo, other way.
But Matt Stafford did that because 1, he had complete command and control of the offense cerebrally. He had the arm to do it. And then 3, he ain't the fleetest of foot, right?
But,
and like that does match Penix. That matches Penix.
That got nothing to do with the cerebral part as much. It's just like because like he just look. It's just trusting stuff is because he's able to look you off like, all right, I'm gonna hit this dude wherever I know he's coming right here. I'm just gonna wait for yeah. I was watching the Stafford make up. He looked dead at the dude, threw a touchdown behind. He said, "Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
Don't look at me. Don't ever come look at me."
I'm like, all right, man.
Yeah. That was cool. I ain't gonna lie, that was cool. That was funny. But yeah, I do think. No, he doesn't have. He doesn't have the physical skills that those guys have, but I do think he'll definitely end up holding his own in this class.
Yeah. Well, and the thing, I don't think it's not that he don't have the physical. I just don't think that's his game. I think he has the ability to do that if he wanted to. It's just the knee injuries probably, make him a little. He's like, I don't got to do that. I'm just gonna play quarterback. I'll run if it's there, but
best ability is availability. And
Drake catch that. Hey, pitch catch that. Hey, B9, take that by 70.
He done took them knee braces off. No,
he's still wearing one of them.
He's still wearing one.
He's still wearing one. It's on his right knee, I think. Whatever his plant knee is. So probably right knee, I think. Yeah, it's just whatever his plant knee is the one he wear it on.
Because when he rolled out, I was like, "Boy, the knees looking slim, boy. You ain't got."
Yeah, he's still because I think Matt Ryan even did that. I think it's mostly like a precautionary thing. Most quarterbacks wear a brace on their front leg.
And then the last point that I had, or you had a point that you wanted to make?
I got all my points.
All right. The last one I wanted to make was the one and done aspect. Unless you've been living under a rock, if you've been following the team for any point in time, you know Zach Robinson is a old Oklahoma State quarterback. That job is open, and they are making no qualms about the fact that they are actively recruiting him. He is part of their coaching search, right? The state of college football, and no, this isn't a college football show, but they do intersect. So the state of college football and the recruiting that like cycles that it falls into does dictate that like around Thanksgiving, maybe if you push it 2 weeks before Christmas, you need to be on campus picking your staff. Like if you're a new coach, you need to be on campus picking your staff, because most times if you wait until the offseason, the college football offseason, not even the NFL offseason, the college football offseason to pick your next coach, you've lost the whole recruiting cycle, and you put yourself at like serious risk for the winter transfer portal, and then even more risk for the spring transfer portal, right? You've got to be able to field a team. And if you look at like, there's two examples that are at kind of like low major schools. So the guy at Indiana, he came from Old Dominion. When he went to Indy, he came at the end of the season. He basically took the whole Old Dominion roster, right? And if you look at that team, they still damn near haven't recovered.
Yeah.
And so I think, and Georgia State went through something similar when their coach got fired and they didn't hire a replacement till end of season. So I think in this new college football landscape, with the transfer portal being the way it is, and they haven't changed the rules, it's necessary to get somebody on staff, at least your head coach, so he can start building his staff 2 weeks after Thanksgiving. With that being said, it's like a week 14. Like that's smack in the middle of the season, bro. Like this, I'm not gonna lie to you. Coaching at your alma mater and being a head coach is super attractive. And before Kurt got hurt, he was coordinating a really good offense. This year, since he's came out of the booth, he's coordinating a really good offense, right? And you can nitpick it, say it's like Bijan driven, or, like Penix is, they're relying on pistol a little too much, whatever, blah, 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 right? If he keeps this up over the course of the season, is there an opportunity for a head coaching job in the league? I think there's a couple names ahead of him, right? But is there a possibility? Maybe. But it's almost a known quantity if he wanted to go to Oregon, if he wanted to go to Oklahoma State. What are your thoughts on whether or not Z-Rob actually finishes the season with us, or we lose him because like there's a handshake deal and we lose him at the end of the season to Oklahoma State?
I mean, it's never not zero. But like, I don't think he would leave us in the middle of the season. I think he would want to finish out whatever he has going on with us at least this year. But I mean,
I definitely feel like it'll be a handshake deal where it's like you're the coach, but we're just not.
I mean, if ever could, he can go ahead and go through the process of setting everything else up.
Say, I'm sorry, I didn't catch it.
No, I was just saying he can go through the whole process of like setting everything up. But I don't know. I mean, because I've seen the rumors with it, but I really haven't put too much thought into it, just because, like, I've seen like some people on the internet, like, and I don't know if they really have sources now. Everyone claims they have sources. I see the people talking about that Zach's not interested in going to the college level. He wants to be an NFL coach. I would like to see him stay here for at least maybe another year, but I mean, if he can continue what he did the past 2 weeks offensively, he's definitely going to get some more looks. It may not be college we have to worry about. It could be the NFL. But I do think we're on borrowed time with Zach. And to even go to the other side of the ball, I think we're on borrowed time with Ulbrich.
All right, so that was my next point, right? So it would have been 2 and done with Zach. I think it's 1 and done with Ulbrich.
Like he's completely transformed his unit. Like the energy is different, the attitude, everything. Like when he say fast and physical, he mean it.
But I also look at when Saleh was let go last season, right? Like the Jets defense didn't break a sweat throughout the rest of the season. They maintained being a high unit. The offense was terrible, right? Like
the defense dropped off after that. I ain't even gonna lie.
They felt injuries late. They felt injuries late in the season. But like the defense stayed consistent for a good bit of the year.
They dropped down to like the teens. And
where were they?
There was like a top 5 unit. Ulbrich in his 3 years there, 4 years. I think he was there for 4 years. He called up the defense 3 years. He has 2 top 5 units under his belt. Last year was the worst one.
Okay.
I mean, obviously,
that's part of it. And then he comes here, right?
Yeah. So like he has.
You're once again getting another top 5 unit.
Yeah, I mean he has quite the resume on him. So yeah, it's definitely possible that he could be 1 and done. I hope not, because man, this defense is really popping. Like it's jumping off the tape. Like, but then again, one of the bigger things that has changed is that we have people on defense. Like, because I'm a believer when it comes to defense, Jimmys and Joes matter than the X's and O's. Mm-hmm. On offense, the X's and O's probably matter a little more. But yeah, so it's simply good to be. We got people that fit the scheme and all of that. So maybe Raheem finds someone that wants to run a similar scheme, and we can kind of keep things afloat. But I'm definitely very impressed with Ulbrich so far through 5 games, and he's exceeded my expectations, because I was expecting maybe like a 15-ish unit.
Even, I'm not going to lie to you, even the 30-0 game versus the Panthers, yes, it happened. We're not going to do that again. Even the 30-0 game versus the Panthers, it wasn't like the defense was really slacking in that game. Right, we didn't do everything to make Bryce uncomfortable in that game, but like we still kept him under 170 yards passing. Hell, other teams getting 225, 250 plus ran on him by the Panthers. We ain't do that. And honestly, we could point a lot more to the offensive ineptitude and special teams blunders in that game than the actual defense letting it up. So. No, I think as a unit, he's coordinated. I'll say he's coordinated an elite unit right now, and
yeah, for sure.
Through 5 games. So
but since we're talking about Ulbrich, how about we talk about his ex-boss, who's the current coordinator for the Niners?
Yeah, so getting into next week, I appreciate you, because we done killed on time. It was. I appreciate you, man. See, this is why I call you before we start recording. Just a little behind the scenes, people. But anyway, yes. So his old boss, Robert Saleh, the coordinator of the San Francisco 49ers, who we face next week. San Fran is going through it. All right. They have injuries across the board.
No Fred Warner. He has a dislocated and broken ankle.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Bosa, torn ACL.
Mm-hmm.
George Kittle, we don't know if he's playing or not. He might. Ham injury. Brock Purdy, his toe hurt. Ricky Parasol got a knee injury. Jawan Jennings has 5 broken ribs and an ankle injury.
Mm-hmm.
They're held together by duct tape and super glue.
I'm telling you, I saw something and it was like the 49ers are sacrificing players to keep Christian McCaffrey healthy. And I said, boy, it kind of looked like it, Doug.
He's the only one. Like,
he's it. He is it.
And then not to mention Mac Jones. He has an oblique injury and a knee injury.
Yeah. Well, Mac Jones is one, I was never super high on him. And two, like, he kind of always got something going on. Anytime he started for a consistent period of time, something's always hurt. Now, granted, a good bit of that could be the Patriots mystique where they always listed somebody on the injury report, but he always got something going on. Anytime you try to bet on him, it's questionable, probable. It was just always.
I just say this,
but I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
But he been hooping.
For real.
He been hooping. In 4 games, he has 1,200 yards, 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, completing 67.3% of his passes and a quarterback rating of 93.7. Well, passer rating of 93.7. He been good. Michael McCorkle been balling.
As an offense, they hadn't scored below 24 points with him quarterbacking, have they?
No.
So
no, actually they have. No. With him playing, they have not.
I didn't think so. Because the Jaguars game, Brock came back and then they sat him back down. Yeah, because he was he's not healthy. He has turf toe. He has the same injury that Joe Burrow has. That's sitting Joe Burrow down for 3 months. It's just not as severe. But it's the same injury. It's why Dion got to get his toes cut off at his age, bro. It's a terrible injury.
Dion got blood clots. That's why he had to get them toes cut.
But he consistently had turf toe, again and again. It's not a fun injury. I really wish they would call it something different because just calling it turf toe makes it seem
it's just it don't sound like what it is because I was watching Matt Ryan talk about it, and Matt Ryan was pretty much just saying he's to this day he still has scar tissue from turf toe.
Yeah, he missed. I think it was 3 games with turf toe in was it 20? It wasn't 2017. It might have been 2018.
No, he missed on 3 games. He missed that game for sure. But Matt Ryan missed a whole lot of games. He toughed it out. It wasn't as bad as Joe Burrow's. But it's one of them things that it never goes away. It's just.
I remember because I was heartbroken because I was like, "Yo, we suck," and now Ryan's missing games. It's terrible.
Yeah,
it had to be a bad season. Was it 2018?
2018 was the last playoff season we had.
Might have been 19. No, because 19 was his last year here.
No, he played a year with Arthur Smith.
Yeah, so he played 21. Might have been 19. Might have been 19, but I whatever it was, I remember because I was like, God, we suck, and he's missing games. This is hard to watch.
But despite all the laundry list of injuries the Niners have, they've still managed to put up a 4-2 record.
4-2, yeah, 4-2.
Their only losses: Jags 26-21, and the Bucks 30-19. Them recently losing Fred, Bijan's probably licking his chops. I expect this to be a similar game plan to last week that we did. Well, yesterday that we just put up on the Bills. A lot of Bijan, a lot of Drake. Hopefully, Mooney's able to return to open things up a little more for Penix. The Niners like to play cover a lot more. The shots are going to be there deep. There's going to be opportunities deep. So maybe this could be a Penix game with all of the injuries they have going on. This could be a game where we get to see Penix break out because this will be start number 9 for him.
And I will say, Casey didn't look great, right? But Drake in the slot, being a slot machine, and Casey on the outside, it was effective, right? It was effective. Whether or not it was productive on Casey's end, it was effective for getting Drake open and getting him on coverages that highlight what he does well, right?
Yeah.
So what does that mean for Ray long term? Obviously, we didn't hear anything about why he was a healthy scratch.
Yeah, all Raheem said is it was just what we wanted to do this week, and he'll be back competing this week.
Yeah, and he was happy on the sideline. People circulating that locker room video, you're stupid. Shut up. I'm not gonna give it air. If you saw him on the sideline, he was active, he was engaged, he was part of the team. Sometimes it really just is fit because Ray's not great on the outside. He's just not right. His most effectiveness.
He's a negative run game.
What's up?
And he's a negative in the run. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, there was a play versus the Commanders that I called up that was bad where Bijan scored on it, but Ray
just threw like a shoulder.
Yeah, Ray's guy was the first one to touch Bijan, and Ray just stood there watching like, and that could have been part of it.
Yeah, because Casey, the one thing he does do, he can do the outside and he can block. Catching the ball, damn it, Casey. I need you to get your shit together, bro. But
he'll get there because like I think it was just a bad game. Like I don't. He'll get there, but
he can block. He absolutely can block.
And that makes I feel like they want to, because in order for Bijan to hit them runs, the receiver got to block, and Ray wasn't really doing that well. So that very well could be a peek into the future.
With the zone running scheme, and you going toward the edges, having the big body of Drake in the slot to take away a corner, a linebacker, throwing his body in there, that's super helpful in the springing Bijan for those runs, right? One where they brought him from trips and brought him over to Casey's side with Warner over there as well. Like that's basically a pistol zone run. They just brought him in motion to do it. But like Casey's damn near a lean blocker on that play, right? Running that play behind Ray has kind of resulted negatively. And then I think you would accept the net negative in the run game if you were getting dominant performances in the pass game, as dominant from a third wide receiver as you could expect. So somebody like Parker Washington, right? I can't imagine Parker Washington is just excelling as a blocker in the Jaguar scheme. But like bro has been a touchdown. He's been hitting touchdowns. He's been, kind of a little bit of Trevor Lawrence's safety blanket when he has been playing well. So like, even if you're a net, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not tuned in on Jags football, so don't come for me in the comments. But like, if he's a negative in the run game, you can live with it because of what he's giving you in the passing game. He broke it down yesterday. He's at 6 receptions for like 30-something yards. That's tough. It's just tough, and no matter how you look at it.
Yeah. So currently,
you're looking up Parker?
No, I'm looking at the Niners defense. So, is this for this year? Oh no. Okay, so right now the Niners defense, 15th in total yards, 10th in points, 4th in pass defense. Let me see. Where are they versus the run, though? Their run defense.
It's got to be high. If they're 15th, you said 4th versus the pass?
The Niners are 14th versus the run, giving up 107 yards a game. Yeah, this could be interesting. This very well could be interesting.
right? And that was a lot of heavy. I wouldn't necessarily say it was heavy usage. It was only 25 touches for Bijan. I love the fact that Algier can come in and spell him and still give you like decent production. But this may need to be a game where if we do find success in the run, lean on the run, it's a steady switch off, right? Like Algier might touch the ball a little bit more, but as you pointed out, we ran multiple sets.
Niners are 18th.
You said 18th versus the run or the pass?
Pass. 14th versus the run, 18th versus the pass. They're 15th total.
I mean, that lends to Penix being able to eat. Can our wide receiver show up? Is Mooney going to be able to play? Find out on next week on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. I do think we might see a Kyle Pitts game. Because I don't know who's going to cover him. Does Richie Grant try to get revenge this week versus former team?
Can he is the question.
But
yeah,
what's your prediction for the week though?
So when I look at it, we're traveling west, but it's a Sunday night game. So I kind of feel like that's a wash. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think their offense is gonna click. I think we break our 170 pass streak. So little insight on the betting pod. Person I'm going to bet on is Mac Jones, and I will bet on him to have probably around 200 yards. But overall, 200 yards from Mac Jones, CMC, I feel like we should be able to keep him in check, maybe not in the pass game as much, like a bunch of duck downs to him. I see an overall score, especially after seeing the Bills game, 27-24. Atlanta Falcons. Because we really should have scored 31. So 27-24.
I'm gonna go 34-21 Falcons.
So up 7. So actually scoring that touchdown, 2 field goals. So 4 touchdowns, 2 field goals to 3 touchdowns. I could. So for me, I see 3 touchdowns and 2 field goals to 3 touchdowns and a field goal. Right? Like
I'm looking at Bijan. I think we finally get to see like Penix like maybe get like a 3 touchdown game.
But because, and I'm not trying to talk you out of your prediction. I'm just kind of giving like credence to mine. Is that the 49ers notoriously slow down games with their ability to run the ball in shortened possessions, especially with their injured. I feel like they're going to try to play a ball control offense. I only see us getting like 8 possessions, right? So like the score on half of those, I feel like is a really good offensive game. To say we're going to get 8 possessions and score on 7 of them or 6 of them, I feel like it's not impossible. It's just really ambitious in my eyes. That's why I'm
an ambitious person. That's what we're doing the podcast.
Yeah, true. All right. We're going to wrap it up with, God, we are long. We're going to wrap it up with in division. We'll wrap it up quick. So in division, you've got the Bucs leading the division right now, coming off a win versus these same 49ers. We are in second place because we don't have a third loss. 3-2, coming off a win versus the Buffalo Bills. My lock of the week. You know me. The Dallas Cowboys were beaten by the Carolina Panthers. That's what I get for betting on Dallas.
I mean, I told you.
You did. And then my upset of the week, which I thought New Orleans was live, and they were for a good bit of that game, but they lost versus the New England Patriots. So Saints are sitting at 1-5 right now. Carolina sitting at 3-3, us 3-2, the Bucs 5-1. The Bucs have basically a 2.5 game lead on us. With the win at home in week 1, and we're only a half game up on Carolina right now. Carolina faces Buffalo, right? Buffalo hasn't lost 3 games in a row. In don't they play Buffalo?
They play the Jets next.
Carolina plays the Jets?
Yes.
I thought they played Buffalo.
No, they played the Jets. Unless because I believe Buffalo has a bye week.
Oh man. Oh, Buffalo's next game will be Carolina.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well then, yeah, Carolina facing the Jets.
Let me just double check. I mean,
they might win that one.
No, yeah, I'm correct. Yep. October 19th, they play the Jets.
Oh man. So yeah, we got to win just to keep pace because the Jets have looked like a problem.
Yeah, and not a good one.
Yeah, not a good one. Like offensively, they have been just pathetic. And for all the people who wanted Justin Fields, I just want y'all just look. Just look.
You ever seen that movie? What was it called? George of the Jungle.
Yeah,
now, this is the part where we take our heads back and laugh.
Yeah, like it's. I remember when him versus Desmond Ritter was a thing. And then
Panthers got the Jets, the Saints got the Bears, and the Bucks got Detroit on Monday night.
So
I'm tuning in fucking on that one. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, I mean, it's in division. We got to watch our divisional opponents. Mainly just
I'm not gonna sit here and capture these people. I don't watch all these niggas, but I'm watching this one.
I watch all these games so I can try to talk to y'all about them. I don't do the film deep dive like I do for the Falcons because I don't care enough about other teams do that.
Look, I get enough information to know what I'm talking about. the Lions, like I like watching the Lions play football.
I do, man. I do. The Lions are nice. They lost versus KC, and I think they'll be ready. They'll be out.
You know, I have an opinion on Brian Branch. Juju had to come through.
We in there. You might as well. We over time already. You might as well go ahead and get it out there, bro.
Juju had to come into him. I ain't mad at him.
I mean, he was salty that they lost. I get it.
See, the thing is, it's more than that because like he just trying to get because Juju at the end of the game, Juju blindsided blocking him when he had nothing to do with the play. Game already over. So Juju blindsides him, and then Mahomes is taunting him. So Mahomes trying to dap him up. He's just like, bro, leave me alone. And then Juju get them. He's like, bro, get in my face. Oh, this what you on? Bet.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a lot of things, but at the end of the day,
right,
I'm always gonna be a real one. Like, I'm always gonna be a real one, bro. Like, yeah, it's cost a fine, cost some games. I get it. But at the end of the day, I gotta look me in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? And if I gotta like me, and I won't like me if I let that slide. And I respect it. No, I respect it. It ain't. I ain't saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying.
I'm not saying right or wrong, but I ain't mad at it.
Yeah, I understand it. Yeah, but Bucks versus Lions, I feel like that'll be a good game. I feel like that's kind of clash of the NFC right now. The Packers, who I had, what's up?
So yeah, that might be the clash of the NFC right there.
Yeah, the Packers, who I had in really high esteem, they've been winning, but they
only got one loss, but it's just like it's ugly with them.
They got 2 losses, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
No, they got a loss in the tie. You're right.
Yeah,
they got a loss.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it looks ugly. Don't look great.
I didn't see that second one. I just seen in one.
Yeah. So they're 3-1-1, 4-1-1, something like that.
3-1-1, I think.
And then the easiest way I will describe New Orleans is Spencer Rattler is not the solution, but he's not the problem.
Oh no,
he's not the problem. No, he's not the solution. He ain't gonna cover shit up. He ain't gonna fix nothing. But he's not banging the pipes. Like, he's not a problem.
Yeah.
Conversely, Bryce Young is not a problem, but he also is not the solution, right? So, like, notice how I said those, right? Like, Spencer Rattler is not the solution, but he's not the problem, which means like your team is actively bad, but it's not strictly directed to your quarterback play. In Carolina, Bryce Young is not the problem, but he ain't the solution, right? Like, your team is halfway decent. He's not actively doing anything to mess it up, but he's not going to take you to heights. I'll stand on that. Yeah, we lost to them 30-0. I don't care. I'm standing on that. Bryce Young does not look good. He does not look good. That defense has played surprisingly decent. I wouldn't say well. And then Rico Dowdle has had the game of his life 2 weeks in a row. And I said it. I said, you got to show me. Yeah, hey, I wasn't buckled up apparently either, bro. Like, he showed me. But
I mean, Bryce Young not playing great, but he ain't playing bad. Like, he got.
That's what I'm saying. He's not the problem. He's not like, the problem.
Let's just do 1, 2, 3, 4. In his past 5 games, he has 9 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
Yeah, he's not the problem. He's not, and that doesn't count the fumbles. How many fumbles he done had?
I don't know, but I just see the interceptions and touchdowns.
But like I said, he's not the problem. He's not actively a problem. Whereas in the past seasons, he was actively a problem. His play was leading the losses.
I just say that he's on his way to a career year though.
So. Yeah, he's not the problem, but it does not feel like he's the solution. And so we'll see. We'll see it develop over the year, right? Is the Jets a get right game? I don't know, right? Because do the Jets shut down the run game, force Bryce to beat him? Bryce has won 3 games this season not passing over 200 yards. Like real Desmond Ritter type shit. So we'll see.
That is crazy. These last 2 games, in their wins, he has gone for 199, 198, and 121, and he has 5 touchdowns and 2 picks in those games.
Mm-hmm. Game against us. He didn't win.
No, he didn't win. No, he definitely didn't. No.
So like this is one of those where it's like you're not the problem, but I don't see you being the solution. But we'll see. We'll see. That's in division. We don't have any ATL. We've already gone way over. But appreciate whoever stuck with us this long. We will try to get it back down to that 45-minute slot. But hey, we had stuff to talk about, man. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm kind of surprised we did, considering we just did the live yesterday. But I feel like it's fresh, and we had the like tape right behind it, so it worked. It worked really well.
I always thought ball.
But follow us on all social media platforms at BOAF Media. We will log on Tuesday at 9 or at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central for the Birds of a Feather weekly podcast. We log on Wednesday at same time, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central for the betting pod. And then once basketball season starts, I do after game lives for basketball games. We always do after game lives for the Hawks games or for the Falcons games. So it's been your boy Q City. Oh, follow us on all social media platforms at BOAF Media.
Yeah, subscribe to the YouTube.
So subscribe to the YouTube. Hit that bell, hit that ding so you know and you're alert when we go live. It's been your boy Q City.
Your boy Tyler Bravado.
And we out.
Peace.
Hey, mama, Mo's name.